Max and I actually looked at buying this house about 14, 15 years ago. It was for sale. We made an offer and it didn't end up happening.
September 2010 was the fire.
We knew that the house had been struck by lightning, had had a fire. We knew that there was extensive damage.
And between that and when we bought it in 2013, for the longest time it was left uncovered and unroofed. It was a duplex with stairs in the front foyer going upstairs. It has asbestos siding. There was a blue tarp over the top. All the windows on the second floor was boarded up. And as you went through, most of the beams were charred on the second floor. The woodwork gone, the floors gone. They took chainsaws and cut through the rafters of the floor to drain the water. And the basement was beautifully psychedelically colored in mold. I sit on the city's Historic District Commission, and I'm Chair of Stewart Neighborhood. We know that it was built in the late 1870s, and this is a Southern Italianate, and they're not that common. Not in this style, not in this form. And so finally, Jeff and I decided we're going to take this project on. We will not let it go to the land. If you're going to be green, preserve the homes that are here.
We knew that it was a project that was doable. We knew that it had extensive work that needed to be done, but we knew that it was a project that we could do.
We had a good friend that was a realtor that said, well, you know, there's this company and they deal with harder loans, more unusual outside the box thinking rehab projects. And that was Jeremy in AmeriFirst. And, you know, it isn't just because this had a fire and burned down. Anyone that's lower moderate income that needs some major renovation, there's monies available. You just need to reach out to the right lending institution that oversees that. Walls upstairs were so bad that we had to take them out. They weren't salvageable. Most of these old homes are balloon structure. And what that means is your only real support walls are on the outside of the house. And at one point, there was nothing between basically the basement and the roof.
Max is can visualize that much better than I can. But we had the basic frames of the rooms, so it was just figuring out, you know, where we wanted things to go. You know, the stairs had to go approximately the same place, but we couldn't put them back to the codes of the 1800s because you'd be limited what furniture you could take upstairs.
We have smart wool insulation. We have a 40 R value in the walls and the ceiling. Really, we're better than any new built home. You know, a lot of these old homes have incredibly wide beams. We can insulate thicker than the new homes. And so for being green, the technology is really in the favor of putting money into these older homes.
I remember when the insulation went in, the difference, what it looked like, and the difference of the sound. Couldn't hear as much stuff from the outside. And then when the walls went up, I mean, there were several stages where it was just really dramatic, the change.
I really think this program is made for projects in older neighborhoods sometimes, where people think, well, no one's going to touch this house, it's too old. Yes, there are banks that will touch your house and make it so you don't have to leave your family home.
There were hiccups, but with a 203K, you also get a HUD inspector who is a licensed contractor that's there for the homeowner. And we were able to work through the hiccups, and that was another benefit of the program, is to have that HUD person along the way to assist us. It's been a labor of love. A long labor. It's been 4+ years, and we're not done. We still have more that we want to do and are going to do. And now it's just, it's a home to be proud of and a home that we're hoping to do lots of entertaining and have other folks to hopefully come and enjoy the beauty that's been put back in place.
You may have cracked ceilings, you may have cracked walls, your floors may be sloping, it may need some work. Get a hold of Jeremy and them, let them bring in their people. They'll tell you if it's fixable and if it is roundabout what it's going to run, and then help you find the right people to do it. So really, who else does that?
We both love historic homes. That's the neighborhoods that we've lived in. We tried to keep as much of the character of the house that we could. The most dramatic for me was all of the new runs for the heat and the cooling in the basement. If that kind of stuff could be pleasant to look at, I mean, I hadn't expected that. And that was one of the things that had surprised me the most.
The 203K renovation loan is one of the more complicated mortgages, if not the most complicated mortgage somebody can take out. And they jumped in head first. And we went from there. You know, I've had people do little projects before, roofs, furnaces. I've had them redo kitchens, bathrooms, you know, things like that. I've had people put additions on houses. This by far is the most complicated and complex project that I've been involved with. And, you know, again, I'm just blown away just seeing the finished product. It's amazing.
I would absolutely go back to Jeremy and Amira first. They fought for this project for us, for it to happen. This was not an easy, let's face it, most people would have said, tear it down. But they said, okay, if you're willing to take it on and it can be redone, let's see how the figures crunch, let's see how the numbers crunch. And it took a lot of work on Jeremy's part, but he got it all to crunch. So that's another statement. He, I think, worked harder than I think a lot of banks would have, because he truly wants to help the people put their homes back together. And it matters.